All right. Welcome to the Gateway Sports Pod with Jacob and Tyler. I'm Tyler,
I'm Jacob.
and we're just going to break down some UNO sports. So, it's been a really good run for UNO as of late. Besides the hockey, I think. The hockey team is not doing too well, but we do have an Olympic gold medalist now as alumni. So, that's really cool. So, we'll kind of get into that. Then we'll touch on some baseball, softball, basketball, all the things. Let's get started. So let's talk about hockey. So hockey has obviously the biggest series of the season coming up against Miami tonight and tomorrow night. With 2 wins, they'll be in the NCHC playoffs because right now they are last in the standings.
Yep.
But obviously, getting 6 points against Miami would be enough to knock Miami out because of the fact that Miami's 4 points ahead of us right now. So two wins gets us in. 1 win and 2 losses from Arizona State also gets us in. So there's plenty of chances to go around.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice to get some spots, get 2 wins over Arizona State last week.
It would have been nice, but Arizona State is slated to play Denver, who's obviously ranked in the top 10.
Denver's, I think, 3rd in the conference right now.
Yeah,
so
I think they're behind North Dakota and Western.
Yeah,
so,
then North Dakota and Western play each other too.
Yeah, still be a little bit of.
There could be so much movement.
Yeah, it'll be crazy.
Even at the top too. It's crazy. So like we will not know where we're going if we make it until Saturday night, which is kind of fun. Talking to the players, just like the press conferences the past couple of weeks, and especially like yesterday with Griffin. They're just talking about how every series is a playoff, like every game's a playoff game now. They've been playing for their season this entire second half because they know what they're up against.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting just to see how they come out and play tonight. Obviously, they got swept by Miami earlier this year, which is not great.
No.
But I think they're playing better now, and they didn't even looking back at those Miami games. They got outplayed in both, but the Saturday night game was especially bad. Losing 6-2. So we'll see. I think there's parts of the team that are really clicking now, though, that weren't necessarily clicking back then. And obviously, Simon's playing really, really good now. He's outside of the Arizona State loss on Saturday night, he's been playing really good. So it'll be really interesting to see how they come out and play tonight. But one thing I'm really looking forward to is seeing the special teams units continuing to be good because their penalty kill has been, over the past 4 weeks or so, has been unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they're scoring power play goals, which is something that hasn't really been happening over the past couple seasons, it feels like. So the special teams has been really good. Goaltending's been good. But it's their 5-on-5 that's been struggling. They're just getting beat.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited for the games. I think we're in for a really good series, and of course, you can't get much better than do or die games.
Yeah, especially at Baxter, I think it'll light a fire under them a little bit, just because it's obviously the final home series of the season. We're not going to be hosting any NCHC playoff series.
This is the last time that people can get out and see them, so hopefully people show up.
Yeah, like you said, do or die. So the time is now to pull out these 2 wins. So
yeah, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. But the big news with UNO hockey is Jake Gensel from the obviously the Frozen Four team that made it in 2015, captain of the Mavs. He won gold in Milan with the men's team, and it's really cool to see that because obviously it just shows how strong the program is, that the program can produce top talent.
Yeah.
But then also the one of the assistant coaches on the men's team, he was an assistant coach here when the program first got started too. So Gabinet was talking yesterday that it was cool because that was the coach that recruited him to come play at Omaha. So to see him obviously coach a gold medal team is really cool too. So yeah, they've been doing a lot of good. Yeah, Jay Gensel, obviously, he had a really good Olympics, too. Didn't score in the gold medal game, but scored against Denmark. It's cool to see that happen. It's cool. Obviously, I grew up coming in hockey games here and seeing him play. So then seeing him just like throughout his career, obviously win a Stanley Cup with the Penguins, then represent the U.S. at the Four Nations last year, score a couple goals, and then to win the gold medal is just really cool. Just the gold medal in general, just amazing. Like that's probably my favorite hockey game I've ever watched in my entire life. So it's cool. And then just to have those couple UNO connections there is just unbelievable. So really, really good in the hockey world right now.
Yeah, I'm excited. I never really watched Olympic hockey before this year, so I was very ecstatic that the U.S. was able to pull through. So yeah, especially with the Omaha grad, Omaha alum, Omaha native.
Yeah, that's like I think that is the coolest thing. Is like he's born in Omaha.
Yeah,
and everything like that. So he's Omaha through and through. It was cool, and it was cool to hear like obviously Coach Gabinet too talk about him of just like how good of a person he is, like off the ice. Like Gabs is saying like he left after his junior year, but he's still like he finished up his degree. He did everything the right way, and so to see him just excel in his career, but professional career has just been really awesome.
Yeah.
So really good for the alumni base, like the athletic alumni base for sure.
Yeah. Stay tuned for a potential Jake Gensel feature. We're gonna try to work on something.
I would love
along those lines.
It'd be unreal. I'm just like I don't know how to like get in contact with them, but we'll figure it out.
It'll be tough, but the gateway finds its way.
Yeah. No, it'll be good. Yeah, a gateway Gensel feature would be really, really cool. So hopefully you can make it happen. But
yes,
but that's hockey. That's kind of the rundown on hockey. I guess one player to look out for this series is obviously just Jeremy Laurent. He's been huge the past couple weeks, just coming through with big goals, kind of just making stuff happen. I think he's the key for this weekend. Him and Trevor Wong both, because Wong's been racking up assists, and so I think Jeremy and Trevor are like the key pieces to this, to getting a series win. Obviously, it'd be the first series sweep at home too, so that would be massive to do that in the last series of the year, and then hopefully they get it going. But that's the key, is those two going, and we'll see. But you want to touch on some basketball now?
Yeah, I mean, Mavericks men's basketball has been playing very well as of late. Not so much Wednesday night. They dropped the season series to South Dakota. I think the final score is 89-72.
Yeah.
It just wasn't a great showing. They're down by 10 at halftime. Paul Jobé was the leading scorer once again. It's been a couple games since he was leading a scorer, so glad to get him more involved. Jason Glover keeps scoring in double figures, which is good. He's proven to be probably the best sixth man in the conference, I would say.
I would
as an overall player, he's scoring double figures, and then he's clamping up on the defensive end. So he needs to keep it up, and he will. But they keep getting torched by this one guy, Jordan Crawford. He's just your average sharpshooter. He scored 27 the first time at Baxter against the Mavericks, and then he scores 26 this time around. 5 for 7 from 3. He goes 8 for 12 from the field. What are you going to do? I mean,
if someone's going to shoot lights out like that.
If they're on, they're on. You can't really do anything about him. They had 3 other players in double figures.
And that's like the key there. Is it's like if you shut down one of them, like they're going to have 3 other players that can just make plays happen. So
I think South Dakota's a sleeper. I know their leading scorer, Isaac Bruns, has been out even the first time the Mavericks played him, which was over a month ago. So he's been out for the last month. I don't know what his injury report looks like, if he'll be back for postseason play, which is coming up pretty soon. Obviously, next week in Sioux Falls will be the Summer League tournament. But I think they could be a sleeper. Omaha's still above them in some of these standings, but it's getting pretty tight in the middle. I mean, they got North Dakota State at the top. They just lost to St. Thomas, but they still already clinched the regular season title. They're 13-2, so they already clinched the number 1 seed in the tournament. Omaha won't meet up with St. Thomas again for a rematch.
Have we clinched our 4 seed, or
No.
are we still fighting for 4?
We're fighting in the middle. Yeah, we are 8-7. Denver's 8-8. They're done. They've already played all 16 of their conference games.
Do we have a tiebreaker?
We do. We have beat Denver both times, so we
Okay.
will own the tiebreaker over Denver. South Dakota's 7-8. So if South Dakota wins and we lose, we would drop behind South Dakota.
Who does South Dakota play? I'll look.
And then South Dakota State also 7-8, and I think we got swept by them as well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
I know we got swept by them, but let's see who they play, because I feel like that can decide.
No. We won the home and away,
Oh, did we?
so we split.
Okay. They play South Dakota State tomorrow. So that could be.
So we're rooting for SDSU.
Yeah, which, I mean,
'Cause
they're
we-
also right. Well, did we split with South Dakota State?
Yeah. So I don't know what the tiebreaker would be if, say, we lose to St. Thomas,
Right,
which I don't
well-
think we will.
Let's just assume that we won't lose. Let's assume for the sake of this conversation we'll lose to St. Thomas.
Yeah.
Just to, like, I wonder if it says the tiebreaker anywhere on, like, the Summit League website. If it has tiebreakers listed, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see that. I assume, yeah, if it's conference wins, maybe it'd be. Yeah, but if you split, I don't really know. I have no idea what the tiebreaker could be on it.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Let's just go out and get a win against St. Thomas.
If you win, you don't have to.
If you win, don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. So
So
you'd be
then-
locked into the 4 seed. You'd probably play the winner of South Dakota and South Dakota State.
Yeah. Well, because Kansas City and Oral Roberts still play each other in the play-in.
Yeah, they're already locked into the
Yeah,
8,
they're locked
9.
in there. So then,
Still play on Wednesday.
and then they would play North Dakota State,
Yeah, the winner of that.
and then St. Thomas would play the winner of.
St. Thomas is playing the loser of South Dakota.
Oh,
and
that's
South
right. They
Dakota
play
State.
the loser. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Because whoever loses this will be 7.
Yep.
Yeah, North Dakota will probably play Denver. If I'm being honest, I'd like to see what the 2 South Dakota teams have done against Denver. If they would own the tiebreakers over them.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Omaha wins, they do lock themselves into the 4 seed, which would be obviously ideal.
Yeah. The
for us.
4 seed would be really good.
Yeah. So I'm looking up this to see what South Dakota has done against Denver. They win at home
And
and they lose on the road. So
Okay.
South Dakota is in the same boat.
Yeah. That's interesting to. Yeah, I just wish I knew tiebreakers, like what the fallback is on that. I maybe because like it's not as simple as like with hockey's like points per game, like
Yeah.
you point like points on average per game, but with basketball obviously it like can't be that. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Men's basketball is still sitting in a good spot though.
Yeah. Could possibly be a point differential in conference,
Okay.
but I don't feel confident saying that. South Dakota State with a win at home over Denver, and then they also lose on the road to Denver. So Omaha owns the tiebreaker over Denver. They don't against South Dakota. They split with South Dakota State, so that's tentative.
Okay.
And then both South Dakota teams are also tentative against Denver because they both split as well.
Right.
So we'll see. Just hoping Omaha wins. And if Omaha doesn't win, we hope South Dakota State wins. And then we can figure out the tiebreaker there.
Yeah.
But yeah, women's basketball playing better.
Women's
As of
basketball with a
recently-
big win over Oral Roberts.
Yeah, Oral Roberts middle of the pack. I think they're 7-7 in conference play. Maybe 7-8 now. But yeah, they're winners of 3 of their last 5. They started 0-10 in conference play, I think.
Yeah.
Started 0-10.
And then they got the first conference win.
Yeah, they beat North
Yeah,
Dakota.
North Dakota.
They beat Denver on the road, which is the first road win of the Jamie Carey era. The 2 non-conference games were at home, so that's a good win for them on the road. They
And
lose
then-
at South Dakota, which is a It's a good loss, all things considered.
It's a good loss, and also it's like, I mean, I don't want to be like it's a good loss, so therefore it looks good, but like South Dakota's obviously a really good.
They're second in the conference.
Yeah,
right, maybe third now.
Played them really close. So third in the conference.
Yeah, 22-7 overall.
North Dakota State's first in both.
I know, man.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, they do need another win to lock up. They need a win or a SDSU loss, but they should win their final game. And then obviously they beat Oral Roberts Wednesday night. Regan Juniman with 40 points is the second most points ever scored in a game for the Mavericks. Soraya Stupinian.
And she has the most points in the D1 era, like in a game.
Yeah.
Because the last time someone had ever scored 40 was in 1999.
Yeah.
We were D2, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of D1 era, Avril Smith grabs the most rebounds.
Yeah.
For a player in the D1 era.
What was the stat that they had? It was like first team to have someone with 40 points.
It was within all NBA teams, all WNBA teams, and all college women's and men's basketball teams. They're the first team to have one player score 40 or more, a different player score 30 or more, and then a third different player
have 20 rebounds.
Have 20 or more rebounds. They're the first team to do that since, I think, the 90s. I know the Bulls team did it in one of those 90s years with Jordan Pippen, Rodman. But I think the last college team to do it was the Seton Hall men's team sometime in the 80s.
That's such a ESPN stat that they're like this on a Tuesday night is super random, but it is really cool because
you never think about that.
Yeah,
you just think
40 points and 30 points is nothing to
No.
That's an insane stat line to have, and then 20 rebounds is.
They scored 84 points total.
Is that the most points they've scored all season? I would assume.
No,
is it not?
I don't think so. I think they've scored more in a couple of those.
I guess in the non-cons, yeah.
Like Briarcliff and St. Mary's and stuff.
Yeah, they scored 90 against Briarcliff, and I think and then 88 against St. Mary's, or College of St. Mary. And then 81 against
exhibition.
So that's the most they scored against. That's by far the most they scored against anybody in the conference.
Yeah.
So
we scored 84 points total, and 70 of those are combined from two players. And then Allie Stevens also scored 12. So 82 of the 84 points were from three players.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which I mean, if you're going to win games, it doesn't really matter where it comes from. You probably want it to be spread around a little more. But also, if you're going to have people who are just going to take over the game like that, let them take the game over. And especially when you're building right now, you don't really care where the production comes from. You just know that it needs to have more production throughout the rest of the team. But right now, that's really good.
Yeah, they're in a tough spot right now, just with all the injuries they've had to Cora Olsen, and then some other younger players. Stupinian's the only senior on the team, so right now they got her running the floor, and then basically four freshmen outside of Allie Stevens, who's a junior.
Yeah.
But you have Avril Smith, who's a freshman. Homegrown product. Regan's a freshman. Elsa Vedrill's starting. She's a freshman. Kaya Burke-Perriman is a freshman. Just everybody is playing their role pretty well. They're very tightly knit.
I mean, you kind of have to be because when you face that much adversity, especially early in the year, what you said, they started 0-10 in conference.
Yeah.
So it's you need to be tight knit and just know how to respond to that adversity. So the fact that they've obviously responded well, they're finishing strong to comparatively to where they started, I think is just really good to see that. Seeing the growth of the team, who knows? I mean,
in terms of the standings, they have a chance to get all the way up to 7. I think they lost both games to Kansas City.
Yeah,
but they split with Denver with that road win, and then their first conference win was against North Dakota, who is also 3-12. So we play Denver again.
Yeah.
On Saturday, that'll be senior day for Soraya Stupinian. But yeah, so that'll be if we win on the road, you'd think we would be favored at home to win, and we're playing better right now than I think we were even in that game.
It's an interesting place to be because normally in the past with women's basketball, it's like, why are we playing in play-in games? Just like with the talent that we've had in past years, like playing the play-in, the 8-9 is kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you win the 8-9, you're like, okay, that's great, but we should be doing more. But this year, it's like, if we win the 8-9 game, that's pretty good. And if now that they're playing so good at the end of the year, I mean, they could maybe win a quarterfinal game. Like, if it's, like, if they get hot and, like, everyone's kind of making shots. Like, obviously, they would need a lot of things for that to go right. But, like, because they would be playing North Dakota State, and, like, that's a tough
If they jump up to 7,
that's also true,
they would
though.
avoid the play-in entirely, and they could be playing a South Dakota team that they just lost
Barely
to by
lost-
3
barely
on the
lost
road.
to,
So
yeah.
that's definitely a possibility.
I mean,
they also played South Dakota State close a couple times, I believe.
well, like, I'm looking back at the schedule right now, and, like, you see the growth. So they lost 67-39 in the first game at the end of January, and then they went up to Vermilion and lost by 3.
And to touch on that as well, Oral Roberts, they lose on the road 85-52.
Yep.
They get blown up by 30. That was January 17th, so a little over a month later.
They're winning.
9-point win. It could have been more. Oral Roberts went on a little bit of a run in the third quarter, but yeah, I mean, they're playing their best basketball down the stretch, which is...
I mean, that's exactly what you look for.
What you want, especially for a young team.
Especially, I mean, I've said it before, and I'll, like, continue saying it, but with Summit League basketball, I don't really care how you're playing for, like, 3/4 of the season, but you get hot second half of February, and that can propel you.
Yeah.
I mean,
conferences like the Summer League, you're only getting one bid for the NCAA
it
tournament.
literally,
so as long
it
as
doesn't
you
matter.
win the tournament,
win the tournament. So
if
it's
you're
like,
hot enough, you have a chance to win the tournament.
Like, I said that about men's basketball, especially, like, when they were struggling kind of early in the year. But I was like, I don't really care because if you just play well I just need you to play well for a weekend in February, or I guess, like, a weekend in March, and you can make the NCAA tournament. So,
yeah.
I mean, similar situation with the women's team. Obviously, I'm not expecting them to make the NCAA tournament.
No.
But just the idea of them getting hot at the end of the year, making things happen, getting wins, stuff like that is like that's already like that's good enough, and this is a good build for the future of the program. I think what Coach Carey is doing is really, really good. The way she had to deal with injuries. I mean, they held open tryouts, everything like that. To have them playing as well as they are now, I think it's just a testament to how good of a coach she is, how good of a hire that was, and how well the program can really develop. I mean, we saw it with men's basketball, how huge just one good hire can be. Obviously, bringing in Crutchfield, he completely changed the entire program, and I think Coach Carey can do the exact same thing with women's basketball.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, the regular season will wrap up tomorrow night and afternoon for the women's, but Summer League tournament officially start next week. It is officially March. So
we sleep in April.
We're getting to that time.
We sleep in April. I'm very excited. I've been getting just some reels just about like March Madness. I'm so ready for March Madness again. It's gonna be a great
good
time.
month with the World Baseball Classic starting. That doesn't have anything to do with the Gateway, but
shout out
just
World
excited
Baseball Classic,
for
though. It's just what a
everything
great
going
sports year. You had the Olympics, World Baseball Classic, the World Cup, like all kind of just going basically back to back. Is just what a time to be alive.
What a treat.
2026 is definitely going to be...
What a blessing we're living in 2026.
Yeah, 2026 might be the best sports year of our
indulge
lives.
in all these great sports like Nebraska ball. Like
Nebraska ball?
We might be a 3 seed. Like, if you told us that last year...
That's crazy.
They would put you in a straitjacket, and they would hurry you off to the padded room.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
So, sports are... Yeah, 2026 has been a great year already. It's going to keep getting better.
Especially with how the softball team is playing.
Oh, my gosh.
If you wanted to touch on that a little bit.
Let's get into softball. So, it's kind of a weird time to be talking about softball now because they are on a 2-game losing streak. But they have been playing some really good teams. They got smoked by Arkansas, but Arkansas is the 8th-ranked team in the country. So, it's like, I'm not that worried about that. And then they just lost to KU, Kansas today. So again, like kind of a tough back-to-back games just because of the caliber of opponent they're playing. But I mean, softball started 11-0. That's their best start in the D1 era. So like that's really cool to see it. I think it was interesting coming into this year because they had lost a lot of like a good amount of offensive production, it seemed like, from last year, of just like you had players like Maggie O'Brien and Sydney Thomason like really leading the line, and you were just wondering who was going to fill those spots. Obviously Maggie being leadoff and playing shortstop, that's a tough role to fill. And then Sid Thomason playing third and obviously being like the power bat in the lineup. It was going to be really interesting to see who's going to fill it. But they've had no issues, and they really haven't missed a beat on offense.
Yeah.
Taylor Sedlacek's playing shortstop. She's playing great shortstop, too. She's hitting cover off the ball. She's hitting .465 with a 930 slugging. Like, I wrote about it a couple weeks ago, but like her slash line is crazy because then her OPS is over 1,500. Like, that's unreal. She already has 6 home runs on the year. She's played in all 15 games. But 6 home runs in 15 games is, I mean, that's
basically 1 home run every 2.5 games.
Yeah, and she's not even the only one hitting home runs too. Newcomer Bailey Sample is also, she's at 4. Her and Katherine Johnson are tied at 4. Like they are, it's the offense they've been doing a lot of good, and pitching's also been really good for the Mavs too. It's a bit unfair because Maddie Agroff is obviously like she is the number one. She's had a couple issues giving up just with home runs. Like that's just where most of the runs have been giving up. I think in the Arkansas game she gave up 4 solo home runs. Yeah. It's like, what can you do? Like teams are not stringing hits together against her, which is I think really the big thing, especially like again with Arkansas being so good. That's not gonna, like, those home runs are not gonna happen in the Summit League.
Yeah, and maybe if you allow 1 solo home run here and there, it's not the worst thing in the world as long as you're retiring the other people.
Yeah.
The other batters in the lineup. So.
Yeah, I'm not like I've never been less worried about a pitcher in my life just because like I know like we all know how good she is.
Yeah.
I mean, and well, like they combined her, Alexis Wiggins, and Allison Edwards combined for a no-hit or a perfect game just a week ago. So it's like they were gonna be fine. Like that's no problem. But yeah, she has kind of gotten burned on the with the home runs. Like, I mean, she's given up 11 home runs to start the year, which again, obviously, is not what you're looking for. But she gave up a few in the first series of the year at UNI. And the way that field was just like configured and built, it's very much a hitter's ballpark.
Yes, very hitter friendly.
So it's one of those where again, it's kind of just a weird situation, no big deal. But those home runs are not going to happen against Summit League teams.
Yeah, she'll regress to the mean a little bit. It's the beginning of the season. Stats are maybe a little bit inflated with non-conference play going on. So she'll definitely regress back to her normal self of just being the shutdown arm that she's been last year, and like she's still been shut down. I
mean, the funny thing is like her ERA is almost 4 right now, and I would not be shocked if she gets it down to like 230, 210, somewhere around that area by the end of the year. Just because once she gets into Summit League play, it's gonna be lights out. But along with that, though, pitching has still been really good for Omaha. Like I talked Alexis Wiggins. She has a 2.76 ERA right now, which is really good for her, especially like she struggled a bit last year, just really some of her command was kind of an issue last year, but she's really locked in, and she's been pitching really, really well. Obviously, she's also like first option out of the bullpen too, and so she has the 1 save for Omaha this year. And she I talked to her, I interviewed her a week ago, and she's like, yeah, I really she's like, I enjoy coming out of the bullpen. She's like, it's a different mindset change from starting, obviously, because you're like, oh, I'm trying to go 5-6 innings on a start, but you come in and she's like, yeah, I'm just giving my all for 1 inning, giving like my very best for an inning. And she's like, it's a fun mindset change. And she's doing great. She's excelling in a role. Like you said, she has a sub-3 ERA, which is really good. She's 5-1 on the season, wins loss. So she's been killing it. She has one complete game. So yeah, she's been on it. And then Grace Hornbuckle too. She has the lowest ERA on the team as far as qualified innings go. She's a 2.03 ERA. She's been rocking it from the circle as well, coming off of her freshman year last year, having some major ups and downs, just adapting to the college game. But yeah, she's been great. Getting a lot of strikeouts, not walking a ton of people.
And that's just the staff overall.
Yeah,
92 strikeouts to 15 walks. You're limiting the free passes.
Yeah, and again, like she's not. Yeah, they're not going to struggle with, like teams are going to struggle stringing hits together against this pitching staff. So it's like you're going to give up solo home runs. That's the nature of the game. I'm like solo home runs don't really move me because I'm just like. It's there, especially if it's like early in the game.
Yeah,
it's like
just limiting the limiting the traffic on the base paths is
the most important.
What's
thing.
Been good, and they are doing a good job of that. Again, with the strikeout to walk ratio, Hornbuckle's WHIP is maybe a tiny bit high right now at 1.31.
Yeah,
I'd like that maybe to be closer to 1. Yeah, but again, same thing with Maddie Groff. Just it'll be regressing. Back to,
well, that's the interesting thing is like Maddie's is like 1.16.
Yeah, so
she's not allowing. I think Maddie's thing is like there's like a blow up inning, where like again in the game against Arkansas she gave up 3 home runs in 1 inning, and it's like okay, well there's your issue right there. But other than that, she'll have like one of those a game against the high caliber opponents. Like you're gonna have moments like that. And then outside of that, it's really no big deal. So I think, it'll be really interesting to see what they have. Obviously, they have Charlotte coming up later today.
Yeah, I think they're playing
right now. Are they actually playing right now?
That's scoreless into the top of the second, but I think they can pull out the win over Charlotte.
I think, and then they have Boise State again, and then they'll play Arkansas tomorrow. So should be really interesting.
Should win probably 2 out of 3.
2 out of these final 3 games, I would assume. Because Boise State. Well, they already played Boise State once, and won that a couple weeks ago in San Diego. So they know they can do it. And then they come to Lincoln for a couple games, and I think that'll be a really good show of just like how good they are. Obviously, Nebraska's really good. I mean, we don't really need to talk about that because everyone's aware of how good Nebraska is. Yeah. That'll be really good. But then they come home March 20th for their first Summit League games of the year. So that'll be really exciting to see them play. Obviously, they're probably the best sports team on campus right now. So if you want to get out and watch a great team play, definitely come out. See the softball team.
It's just a good venue too.
It's great,
Paired up with Tal Anderson Field, baseball field. It's just gonna be especially with the nice weather we're having. It's just gonna be a grand old time just being at the ballpark. Can't wait.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on baseball a little bit. Obviously, we got swept at Arizona State to open the season, which is not ideal. There's a couple of good performances in that series, however. I wanted to touch on Sam Beck, who's a little bit of a two-way player. He's become more of a pitcher this year more than a position player. He played a little bit of middle infield here and there last year, but he's turned into a great starter for the Mavericks. He started on both weekends so far. He'll probably start tomorrow in one of the 2 doubleheader games against Wichita State. But in the the final game of the series against ASU, he does give up 3 earned runs, which isn't great. He gave up a 2-run homer to Brody Briggs. It's just this big, burly guy.
Yeah.
They got a lot of big boppers on that Sun Devils team. I think they're a sleeper team in the Big 12, probably. They
for
could
sure.
definitely make a
also,
regional.
I think the Big 12 is super wide open, too, for baseball this year. So I would not be shocked if...
Especially with Arizona's...
Arizona's...
regression a little bit.
Major regression,
They'll bounce back, but we'll touch on Arizona in a a little bit. But yeah, Briggs homers off Beck. He strikes out 5 in 5 innings. He limits base runners. He only gave up 6 base runners in the 5 innings. So I mean, it's a quality outing, not a quality start. It doesn't meet the qualifications for a quality start, but it was quality in my eyes.
For sure.
And then speaking of Arizona, we do beat Arizona on the road to get our first one of the season. That was last week. So we know Arizona made the CWS last year. We were there watching Arizona play the likes of UCLA, and then I think they lost both of their
they got
first
bounced
2
out
games.
too.
So it happens. I mean, but they made it there. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, making it to Omaha in itself is very difficult to do. So, like, Arizona's going to bounce back. And I think, especially for big schools, I feel like fans tend to freak out about midweek losses. But it's like, I mean, Omaha beat LSU last year, and LSU went on to win a national title. So, especially your early midweek losses are not...
When the baseball season's this long, this applies to MLB too. It's just like, I'm a Phillies fan, obviously, and I'll get mad when we lose a Tuesday night game. I know the meme is, I'm ready for my team to make me so mad on a random Tuesday night in June or July.
Yeah.
Because they give up 3 runs in the 9th and they lose the game. But in hindsight, in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long, I mean, the same thing applies to basketball. As long as you're getting hot at the right time, all the cards fall into place.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Well, and like, especially with baseball too, like, our goal isn't necessarily to make the CWS. Like, that's not like I know Oral Roberts did it 2023, but that's one of those where, like, these stars align for them.
It's such an
out of the Summit League. Like, and like, no disrespect to them. It's like, or even the same thing with like Murray State. It's like they got uber hot at the right time. Obviously, they were filled with a lot of talent too, but it's like, that's not the goal of small programs. It's like, the goal is to make the NCAA tournament and like make a regional, try and make a super, but it's like, you're not shooting for that Omaha every single year. It's like, obviously, like, that is like, it's like a goal.
It's the ultimate goal for any
ultimate
program,
goal, but like,
is it realistic?
Yeah, it's like the realistic goals. And so, but definitely, to your point, it's like getting hot at the right time and making that NCAA tournament. It's like, that's like the realistic goal for every team, especially like with the talent that Omaha has on the baseball field. It's like, they should be really in that running, to make NCAA tournaments out of the Summit. So
yeah, they win over the Wildcats last Tuesday. That was February 17th, first win of the season. Maddox Meyer, he's probably our number 1 at the time of this recording. He started last night versus Wichita State, turned in another good outing, but his outing against the Wildcats, it was just immaculate. I mean, there's nothing else he could have done better. He goes 6 shutty. He has 10 strikeouts. He only allows 3 base runners.
I think that's good.
What else?
I think that's pretty good.
It's just, I mean, it's all right, I guess. But
it's
what
not
else?
bad. It's not
what
bad.
else do you want from your starting pitcher? Like, that's crazy. And then yesterday, he goes another 6 innings. He does give up 7 hits, but only 1 earned run. He gave up 2 runs total. They made an error. That base runner came around to score. He strikes out 4 again. But yeah, he left the game. They were tied. So he was in line for the no decision. Offense a little bit iffy, if I'm being honest. Even that Arizona game, they won 3-1. I don't know if I said the final score. They win 3-1. All 3 runs came on 1 play. Transfer Chase Diggins with a bases clearing double in the 2nd inning. But after that, they don't score at all.
Yeah.
And then we go to...
It's also like, you take it, though. You know, like, you take the wins when you can.
But is it sustainable?
Yeah.
Is it a winning formula where you don't score for the final 7 innings?
Yeah, but I'll pivot to the 2 games against Western Michigan where...
I digress.
I mean, they scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning to really, come from behind. They were down 7-3. Going into that inning, then they score 5 late. It's like, okay, so there you go. There's kind of like your yin and yang to. It's like, okay, they scored early, didn't score after that, but scored late after not really doing nearly as much early on. So it's like they're showing the ability to do both, and I think that's what's going to help them be really successful. Then like the second game against Western, they scored kind of throughout the game too, which obviously like
that's what you want.
That's what you're looking for.
That's what you're looking for. Yeah. So they sweep that 2-game set over Western. They're slated to play BYU as well at the Tony Gwynn Legacy event in San Diego. That game got canceled, and they're looking to reschedule it.
Yeah.
I don't know how far those talks went, but it did get canceled. And then the opener versus the Shockers last night. Again, kind of the same as what I was talking about with the Arizona game. They can't get the big hit, right? The first run they scored, Tyler Bishop ground out, RBI ground out. Nick Riggs shouldn't have even been on third base because he stole second and then he advances on a throwing error by their catcher.
Yeah.
So in the grand scheme of things, he's still on second base because Bishop ground out to second. So I guess he might move up to third.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't score.
Yeah.
And then Nick Riggs draws a bases loaded walk.
Yeah.
So that's a good at bat from him. But then after that, you got to get the big hit, and you got to add on insurance runs. Because the game was tied at that point, 2-2, after the Riggs bases loaded, base on balls. And then Wichita State scores 1 in the 8th, and they win the game 3-2.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think try and make this a weekly thing. I think it's, really good just breaking down, Maverick sports.